very hard because they're looking at the same stuff every day. The teachers have to grade work at any time because kids have problems with internet, so they can get work at any time of the day and they have to grade it. And then it's like nobody's even like outside of Inspiring Minds, nobody wants to do anything. So it's very hard to keep that motivation and keep going, because as soon as this all ends, you're gonna want to do everything in the world outside. But it's like until then, you're not gonna want to do anything now because of how trapped you are in your own home.
Thank you, John, for sharing that. Any other young people want to share about what they need from us during this time? All right, Jada, go to the next question.
Okay, so how has Inspiring Minds helped you with any essential needs during this COVID-19? And why do you think Inspiring Minds is so important for young kids and so essential?
It's Justin again from Mastery Charter in Philly, South Philly. It may not seem essential, but a distraction away from the real life is very important in this time. I know out in Philly, we are hosting our weekly lives where, like, today was Motivation Monday, where our brother Brian Leck, he took over our Instagram page and he went live with someone inspirational. Today was my brother, Mr. B-Lack, Mr. Black, Nadir Williams. They both went live and they had a great time talking and sharing everything. And every week, every day of the week is something new. And like just having something to fall away from and not something not normal, to like see other peers be great on workout on, I believe workouts are on Wednesdays, and then fun Fridays, having different things to keep my mind off of the fact that I'm quarantined is something great. And I feel as though everyone should have this experience and not just the kids in Philly.
I agree with Justin. This is Deja from Master Charter Left Fest again. It really keeps me like on point. Like it makes like it's like a good reason for me to get up every day and be like active and like in my community and like doing like things online and stuff. It just makes me like have a good reason like get up and stuff. And like it is a good distraction for like everything that's going on with quarantine and stuff.
Hello, this is Andrew from Master Charter Thomas again. This experience is essential to me because of the fact that one, Inspiring Minds has offered me a second family in a sense. I have grown up, but I've grown up as the youngest child. Okay. I've grown up as the youngest child, so it's more of like I never really had anybody to lean on. Like all my siblings are like 10 years, 15 years older than me. So me having like, for instance, every Thursday for Philadelphia, we have a meeting where we kind of just talk things out, on everybody. And I feel like that's important to me because like family is everything for me, at least. Family is everything. Family is the people I trust and people I confide in for everything. So when it comes down to having the opportunity to see them virtually every day, that's important because you don't really get that chance often, especially for some people that's internet isn't really that well. If I get a chance to have a safe space where I could talk to people, like not even only my peers, but as well as like my people, like my mentors, if I have that safe space to talk to them every day, that's important to me.
This is Michael again from School for Classics High School. Inspiring Minds has been amazing for me. It gave me a platform to do my poetry, to share my ideas with my peers. Like, it's been amazing. Even meeting you guys from Philly is really cool. Like, I never really talked to nobody from Philly, so it's been really a way to communicate and, like everybody said, distract yourself. Like, I found my passion for poetry like through this. It's been amazing.
Inspiring my name is John Vito. I'm from Bushwick Leaders. It's me again. Inspiring Minds has been very helpful and essential because, like, honestly, like what Michael said, is giving everybody an opportunity to feel like they're outside still, because if it wasn't for this, I don't think I'll be ever talking to anybody on the phone besides a limited amount of people, and it's not that much. And not only that, but they also give you activities to do, like that you guys talk about cool topics. Like with Miss Nakiba, I had spit some bars the other day, and I didn't even know I could do that until I got into her class. And I would like to thank her and Miss Lindsay as well for being there, and Mr. Brian Favors for talking about real world problems as well.
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm Heaven from Master Thomas in Philly. And Inspire Minds helped me a lot because like I agree with Andrew and Justin and Deja that like our weekly Zoom chats help a lot. Like it makes me like feel motivated to get up and talk to people, and it like brings that sense of happiness and like family back.
Nice. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Caleb again from Researcher Service. I agree with Justin. I feel like just knowing that somebody is there trying to help you makes you want to succeed more and makes you more motivated. Also, Inspiring Minds has provided like some emotional support because I get to talk about stuff that's going on, and yeah.
Hello, it's Andrew Walker again from Philadelphia, and something I wanted to add from before. Not only does it help me like with my peers and stuff, it's giving me a kind of like a view on what my future will look like. Before I never really knew much on what I wanted to do with my life necessarily, but through the help of Inspiring Minds, like before COVID-19, we had that amazing opportunity to go to different college trips, go on different tours, different campuses, different universities, experience, kind of what we would, want to see our life like. And, now we still do in a sense of, they give us a website where we go on and get all the different representatives from different colleges. So it still does provide that, provide connections for me to figure out where's my next steps or where do I see myself going in the future.
Okay, does the audience want to say anything or have any questions or comments for the group?
Who's gonna go first, right?
Yeah, this is a part for the adults to respond back to everything that all of our young people have just shared. So if you're listening as a grown up, what are your thoughts on what was just shared?
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for sharing. This is Cherie McDonald. I have a question. So while we are dealing with this pandemic and you all talked about the struggles that you have with school and everything, what do you think will be your greatest challenge as we transition back to the next year? Whether it is going to college or whether it's going back to the next grade, what do you think will be your biggest struggle?
And this is John from Bush Leaders again. The biggest struggle would just be like adapting again to your school schedule, like waking up at whatever time you need to do to get to school early, or knowing your classes again, or like finding that balanced routine that you did before all this ended. I mean, before school ended.
This is Michael from School for Classics. I think my biggest struggle would be finding that motivation that I lost throughout being inside, like finding the passion to do things again. Really for me.
Thank you. Do you think Inspiring Minds will be able to help you with that transition?
Hello. This is Andrew and from Philadelphia. And I say yes because of the fact on Inspiring Minds has so many different outlets. You know, you have not only peers, but you do have advisors, and there's advisors that on it, like they, work day and night to make sure that you're okay, make sure that you're in the right mind, state of mind, or try to get you to the best state of mind you can be for whatever you have to do. So I feel like whenever we do transition back, it will be like they'll be there to help out, help out in the best way possible as well as they can.
Yeah,
You can go ahead, bro. You can go ahead, bro.
Yeah. All right. Michael, again, I just want to say, like, even in Ms. like Lindsay's session, she gave us tips and tricks where we can like further help ourselves, like break down steps. Like I remember we did like this 20-minute thing where you do each step for like 20 minutes and then you like take a break and then do another 20 minutes. So I think things like that to like break it apart will make things easier for me in the transition.
I missed the opportunity. It's Justin again from Philly. I had missed the opportunity to answer the first half of the question about what the biggest struggle is, but my biggest struggle would be one, I am a senior. I will be graduating this summer, whether it's virtually or in person. My school I haven't decided yet, but I am attending the University of Virginia. And my biggest struggle is the uncertainty of whether or not I will be able to begin school this fall. And, it's crazy. I waited 18 years just to get here. And now that I'm here, I'm just like, this is it. Like, this is what I've been waiting for. And then I'm expecting a big shebang, but, through everything that's happening this year, it's like the year continues to get worse and worse. And I'm just praying that by the time fall comes, something great will be upon us. And I will be attending, and that hopefully I will be walking into Charlottesville and wearing my bright orange and blue and becoming a Who. But until then, it's that uncertainty that's killing me, and I'm struggling with finding a motivation once again to stay happy and to stay clear and level-headed about all my decisions. What can Inspiring Minds do? Continue to be great. I have mentors, like Andrew mentioned already, mentors that continue to check up on me. I have leaders within the organization that continue to look out and to steer me on the right path. Andrew hinted and touched on some of the college tours we went to, and my top school was Morehouse, and that became my top school because of Miss Andrea Garner taking me out to Morehouse to see Morehouse and to fall in love with that HBCU. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to go because of financial reasons. But yeah, it's just the organization should continue to be great and to continue to talk about how continue to inspire kids to be great and continue to inspire kids to look out and look past the regular 4 years of school and to be greater.
Okay, this is Jada. I would like to share something. I think this year for me was really supposed to be, I think, like my year, because of the fact like I graduated from research in December, and I really thought like, I would go out, vacation, take a breather from like all the stress that I had to endure like of high school. And like with this COVID-19 happening, all of my plans just kind of like just shift. And I wasn't able to do what I really wanted to do, not just, just go having fun, but just me being in general, me being me being, social and interactive. So it was kind of hard because now we're quarantined and now a lot of people don't want to be social, as in like phone conversation. Like some people are social like in person and we can't do that anymore. So it's kind of like made my plans onto a hold, but I feel like we've always, like went through stuff. So this is just another obstacle that, we as the United States have to, go over and overcome. So.
Jada, thank you so much for sharing that. This is Ritha David, a teacher at Research and Service High School. I just wanted to express my thanks to Katrina and all those who partner with Inspiring Minds in setting this model of what it really looks like to inspire minds. And I thank all of you, the students, for taking the time. I mean, we kind of don't have any other place to go, right? But taking the time to really share your thoughts and be candid and open enough to help us understand what this whole situation, how this whole situation has affected you guys. And my question is, I think in regards to the student who mentioned how the teachers are not motivated anymore and it just feels like humdrum, routine, looking at the computer, lack of motivation. My question to you all is how can, what's one thing that you would suggest to the teachers that would kind of help bring back that motivation? And if you could speak to all of your classmates at once, what's one piece of advice or encouragement that you would give them in regards to what keeps you going, I guess? Hope that question makes sense.
Hello, Andrew again. I think something I would, so in terms of, I'm gonna do the classmates first and then teacher. In terms of classmates, kind of letting them know like, yo, we are all in this together. I know it kind of sounds a little cliche, like from a high school musical, but we're all going through this together. We're all taking it step by step. So I feel like it's like, we kind of just, if we tell them that we all stay together, you know, we all move on step by step together as a unit, you know, we'll be able to hopefully overcome this epidemic, you know, personally wise as a group. And in terms of teachers, kind of, I think advice to give them is more of kind of not making it, kind of put more energy. So however, I go to a school where it's like a lot of the teachers give off a lot of energy on a daily basis. Like it's always something interesting. It's never really much of a dull moment. When you get on the phone, like I think John said, you know, it's a little bland. So I feel as if, you know, still keeping that energy high, you know, doing different things, like having like a start off conversation. So instead of just going straight into a lesson, we're like, you know, let's do one random question or like a would you rather type thing, like kind of keeping the students still interested instead of just, okay, we're going to do this, then we're going to do that, and then class is over.
Okay, well, we're gonna move on. Thank you everyone for your questions and your comments. Now I would like to introduce my good friend from Research and Service, Roshan, AKA Tommy LaFleur, to sing a song that he wrote for Inspiring Minds.
Hi everyone. Oh, I forgot you guys. Well, my name is Tommy LaFleur. I'm a singer-songwriter. I'll be singing a song I wrote for the Inspiring Minds campaign called Are We There Yet? Okay, so here we go. Fighting for my life every day as a Black man, where do I go? Do I turn to the police? No, I can't though. They killed my brothers and my friends though. I'm trying to go to school, embedding myself for you, for me to help my community, lift my Black brothers and sisters up. So stand up and step in your excellence. Stand up and remain confident. You are a king and queen. Don't let no one get in between. So hold your fist up and scream to the sky. I am somebody. You are somebody. Are we there yet? 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 Are we? Ooh, ooh, oh yeah. That's it. Now,
Whoa,
I recently got my
You're shy.
What?
Great job.
I recently got my single called Realist, If you want to support, it's Tommy LaFleur on all platforms, Apple Music, Spotify. My Instagram is Tommy LaFleur. That's TOMMIELEFLORE.
And Tommy, I put a link in the chat where you can access his single that he just dropped. So if you want to check out his single, there's a link right there in the chat. And Rashawn,
please support.
Can you speak a little bit about the context behind the song and why you wrote it?
Well, I wrote the song because I feel like, I don't know. I remember not too long ago, I overheard someone asking someone a question about their nationality. And the girl was like, oh, I'm nothing, I'm just Black. And that bothered my soul because I don't know where some African-American people get this thought of we weren't kings and queens. The first kings were pharaohs. You know, the Egyptians are Black. We're not just slaves. You know, we're not what they just say we are. It's much deeper than that. So I felt like, you know what, a lot of the young kids listen to music, you know, that's a way to connect with people. You know, that's so just like with a movie. You go to the movie theaters and I don't know. I just wanted people to really understand that we're much greater than what they say we are.
Well, thank you, Roshan. That was amazing.
Thank you for having me. Thank
you. Next, I would like to introduce the Executive Director of NYC and Philly chapter, Ms. Katrina Peru and Andrea Gardner.
Hey. Hello, everyone. So I'll start, Katrina. Hi, my name is Andrea Garner. I'm the Executive Director of the Philly chapter of Inspiring Minds. I want to thank all of you for joining us tonight. Katrina and I were teammates at Penn State. We played basketball together, and now, you know, we're still teaming up and doing some great work. We've heard from our students and the impact we've had on them. And, you know, during this time, all nonprofits like ours, we really have to figure out ways to sustain ourselves. So we're not always eligible for those big time grants. And, you know, we're still doing great work. And you heard from our kids. I mean, I have in our high school program over 70 students that we work with. And there's a cost associated with it. From this, we've lost about $60,000 contracts for the year. And we weren't able to have our gala. So we have an annual fundraiser every year that we weren't able to have because of this. And so I'm just I'm happy Katrina and I, you know, thought to do something together to bring the kids from Brooklyn and Philly together. Our chapters are probably, I mean, there's two other chapters, one in Youngstown, Ohio, and one in Warren, Ohio, but we have probably the most similar population in the big cities. We have to try to figure out ways to keep our kids motivated and engaged. I just want to thank all of you for coming and showing your support. I think you'll be very impressed with the video that we have and the campaign that we've developed. So again, thank you. And any support you can give, we'll appreciate it.
Thanks, Dre. She said a lot of what I was going to say. The only thing I'm going to add is that I'm pretty sure that all of us heard of that African proverb, it takes a village to raise a child, right? And this call right here is the village. There's also a lot of people who aren't on this call that's part of the village. And it's our responsibility to make sure that our young people are okay. And I know that's been challenging for some people with the quarantine happening. It's been challenging because we're going through our own stuff as adults. I know I have my bad days where I don't want to be bothered and I don't want to get up. So I felt close to a lot of the things that the kids were sharing because I feel that too. And I'm sure you guys feel that as well too. But at the end of the day, you know, our kids are as strong as the village that's raising them, you know, be it a teacher, a principal, a parent, a family member, a business owner. And we all have something that we could give to, you know, to wrap our arms around them to make sure that they're okay. And that's what this call is about. We really wanted you guys to hear what they were going through, to really understand their experience so that we can better serve them, right? And Dre and I created a video that we want to play for you guys so you can actually hear a little bit more about why we are essential in a very short video. But again, thank you guys for joining us today. And I really want to thank our young people for being resilient, for being strong, and for, you know, sharing their thoughts with us. Give me a second. I'm about to share my screen and play this video. Where are you? Hold on one second. Let me get this together.
While she gets that together, I do want to say, you know, it's not easy. These young people came on, and there's a whole lot of people on these screens that they are speaking to. So I just want to acknowledge that they've done a great job. Jada, good job being the MC. Roshan, great job singing in front of everyone. All these young people who are speak to their experience and not be scared. Well, they probably were a little nervous, but just to share with you all, that in itself, I think, is worthy of a hand. So there's a clap reaction. Give them a little love, show them a little love.
All right, thank you. So I just shared my screen with you guys, so hopefully you can see it. About to push play.
Hi, my name is Andrea Garner, and I'm the Executive Director at Inspiring Minds Philadelphia.
My name is Katrina Peru, and I'm the Executive Director of Inspiring Minds NYC.
We were teammates on NCAA's 2000 Women's Basketball Final Four team, and I teamed up again with even the Warriors.
We were taught in college that to whom much is given, much is expected. We really take that to heart, and we use the Inspiring Minds platform as a vehicle to invest in our youth and our communities.
The impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and the shelter-in-place effort has had a major impact on our vulnerable populations. We would first like to thank the workers that are on the front line. Your hard work and courage has really been inspiring. We also have been working tirelessly to make sure our students get the decision they need to get through this time.
Here directly from our
Well, what happened?
Yeah, the audio went out.
Yeah.
Turn the audio no.
I think she muted herself.
Okay, the host can't mute their end. The person sharing the video can't mute their end.
Sorry, y'all. Trying to get used to all these functions on Zoom. Here we go.
Everyone else could mute themselves so we could hear.
Hear directly from our students how our services have been essential to them.
That's what Inspiring Minds mean to me. Inspiring Minds mean a lot to me. It gives me
What happened there?
all the things that I hold dear. This quarantine has kept me boxed in.
All right, guys. Can you guys hear it? Can you guys hear the video?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Everyone can hear? Okay.
It's choppy. That's all.
Yeah, it is.
The internet is choppy or something is happening.
All right. I'll just finish the video.
When I do this session, it gives me a place to escape. The people that I've met are so helpful. Listening to their ideas are so inspiring. This is essential to relieve stress and connect. I want to come together with my brothers and sisters at their best. These sessions, I'm able to take off my mask and mold a different path. to success.
When I think of the word essential, I think of something being very important or very vital to a person.
Essential to me means indispensable.
Essential means vital. And I can honestly say that me being in this organization, it's become essential to me.
They give students a platform to share their voice. They develop strong bonds and create a support group and a second family. You can talk to these people on a daily basis if you need to, and their phone numbers is always open for you.
The information support a program like this gives people my age is essential, especially during a pandemic like this, because for some, it's our only connection, whether it be educational or emotional.
Not to help with Inspire Minds, I wouldn't know that college would be a thing for me. I have college actually off my back of my hand that I'd be interested in going to. And each step of my Inspire Minds organization is, you know, community.
In our junior high school, I was new. I moved to Madison, and I went to Madison Junior School.
As you can see, it really means a lot to us. But we're going to mute everybody's mics, or if you can mute your mic. I think when I mute everyone's mics, I can't play the video. I hear somebody's TV in the background. All right, cool, thank you. The overall funds in the social sector. With this being the case, we really need our community to invest in our work in order to sustain our organizations beyond this pandemic. We are also grateful to the Brooklyn Community Foundation, who will match $2,500 of what we raise.
Consider the shift that created your funds will go to
There are many ways that you can show your support. No amount is too little, and please spread the word to your network. Thank you for your support, and we look forward to sharing how your donations have impacted our young people.
Inspiring Minds is essential because it's for the children.
Can I work? I said, well, I would love to have you, but I have no money.
Everybody hear me?
Governor Greg Abbott plans on having a second round of openings as early as May 18th, which include hair salons, gyms, and bars.
No. Sorry. Okay. So thank you guys for watching that with us. I'm not sure if you were able to hear it, but I shared a statistic during the video. I don't know if you guys are aware, but only 4% of all the funds that are in the social sector are given to nonprofits led by people of color. So that means 96% of the funds for our communities is going to outsiders. A lot of times large white nonprofits monopolize all the funds for our kids while we're being marginalized in the process. So fundraising as a Black leader, especially as an African-American woman, is extremely challenging. And with COVID-19 hitting us, Dre and I collectively lost over $120,000 in school contracts. So it's going to be an uphill battle for us to continue to, raise money to make sure that we can sustain our services beyond this year. We're both fairly new. I'm only 1 year old. And Dre, how many years have you been around?
This is our third year.
Third year, right? So we're fairly new. And you guys, if you listen to the kids, you can see how essential our services are. And it's very important for our kids to see people of color in leadership positions providing services to them, and we can only make it if our community and our village invest in us, because we can't always depend on, like I said, only 4% is given to us. So we can't depend on outsiders to fund us all the time, or we're going to go out of business. So part of today is also for you guys to be able to support us and to donate if you can, and to pass the word along. I'm going to pass it along to Ray at this point. Ray, are you there?
Absolutely, Trina, I'm here. Good evening, everybody. How you doing? My name is Ray. I'm a job and internship coordinator over at Research and Service High School. I can't hear y'all, but let me get some waves. Show me some love as we do this. I see so many familiar faces here. I'm so thankful for all of you for joining us, for committing to the amazing programming that's been happening at Inspiring Minds. across the nation, and I've been working very closely with them and experiencing what we've all experienced working in a school setting, which was the main part of our day, our favorite part of our day, has now been stripped away. We could replicate the work. Our students are still getting the online learning, right? But what we can't replicate is what my principal likes to call the hallway. We can't replicate the love. We can't replicate that support that we give to students daily. We can't give them that creative outlet while they're still focused on completing their online learning. We're not able to give them that emotional support that you would be able to do when you're in the school, when you can go over and give them a shoulder to check in on and make sure that everything else is good besides what's happening in the classroom. What Inspiring Minds has now set out to do is they've taken that challenge to still support our youth, even though our buildings have closed. They've continued to provide different outlets for our students to explore their creative minds, because as we all know, math can get a little exhausting in the classroom. Imagine what it looks like in front of a Zoom call for an hour and a half every day, right? And by supporting Inspiring Minds, you get to support a platform for our students. You get to support a voice for our students. And one of the ways that you can do this is by supporting Inspiring Minds with donations. As Trina said, 96% of the money that's donated towards nonprofits go towards large organizations, largely white-run organizations that serve our communities. So all of that funding is not going towards us. And when it does go to those large organizations, by the time it does get to the classroom, the donation has trickled down significantly. For every dollar that is donated, maybe 20 cents gets back to the actual cause. Now with Inspiring Minds, it will be completely different. Every donation that's made will have a direct impact, no matter how small, no matter how large. And I want to share that with you guys to see how your donations can make a positive impact. So for $25 a week, you're able to supply a virtual gym membership for a student to encourage that they're still staying healthy throughout this pandemic. There is nothing more than staying healthy, and in a lot of situations, our students don't have the necessary resources to go out and to go to a park. In a lot of our communities, our parks have been closed, and for a lot of our students who are going out, they know they can only be out for a limited amount of time. There is very little actual physical activity that they can do, but with $25, you can make sure that you supply a virtual gym membership with different Inspiring Minds. Facilitators will provide workout sessions and plans for our students to engage in. For $50, you can supply an intern for the week. All these amazing young people that you see on this call, some of them are interns. And I think one of the most beautiful things is that when you can provide not only an enriching opportunity for a student to participate in the work, but also when you could provide financial compensation. Because let's be honest, in situations like this, the financial burden might be more devastating than the actual virus itself. So everybody can definitely use more money and a sustainable base through this pandemic. That brings us to our next donation, which would be a $100 donation. Will cover groceries for one family a week. Now, this is a huge one, because as you all know, a lot of our programs are located in what we would call food deserts. So healthy food was difficult enough to get in the first place. Now, add a pandemic on top of that. Add food banks that are overwhelmed on top of that. Add millions of people who are now unemployed on top of that. $100 donations, groceries, warm meals. That's what a $100 donation at Inspiring Minds will go for, and that'll be for one family for the entire week. A $250 donation would then allow us to deliver a digital device per student. As you know, every student is now required to complete online learning. It does not matter if you have 5 kids and 1 laptop. It does not matter if you don't have access to the Google Classroom or whatever platform the work is being provided on. Every student, regardless of their resources, is challenged to complete online learning. Many of them don't have devices. The few that do have to share them amongst their families. Others have already asked for help and have yet to receive devices. But for $250, we can make sure that we'll donate a digital device to a student for them to access their online learning, and it'll happen very quickly so they won't fall behind. For $500, you can provide 5 workshops per week. Now, our workshops range in content from making music to financial literacy to emotional enrichment to physical health and education. The more we have, the more we can do, and the more we can provide for our students, our team, their families. And these workshops, we make sure our students are engaged and they have a creative outlet away from dealing with this huge crisis on our hands, and something to do in addition to the online learning that they're challenged to complete. The $1,000 donation will make you a sustainability partner. And as a sustainability partner, you've now ensured that we're able to continue programming for an extended period of time. You have now made it possible for us to provide programming, provide resources, provide internships for several of our students across our chapters. These are all donations that, although different in value, are all incredibly important and are going to make a huge change in the lives of all of our students, and will ensure that Inspiring Minds can continue to support our families and our students the way that they deserve. With that said, y'all, I'm gonna pass it over to Miss Katrina. She's gonna go ahead and play some music while we open up our donations. At this point, our donations have gone live, and you can access our GoFundMe page from several different outlets. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're right in the chat. If you scroll up, if you see our chat right there, our GoFundMe is active. So please feel free to go ahead and start the donations. Anybody that wants to make commitments in the comments, feel free. Your donations will make a huge change, and we'll make sure that we get to continue our programming. Thank you everybody for listening. I'm gonna go ahead and share that GoFundMe now.
Also, if you have Facebook, I just posted the link on the Inspiring Minds NYC Facebook page. Dre, I'm not sure if you put it up on your page yet, but if you didn't, you can still access.
It'll be coming up right now. I'm posting it now.
Okay. The link is also on our Facebook page at Inspiring Minds NYC. You can also click the link from there, and I encourage you guys to reshare it on all your social media platforms using the hashtag #WeAreEssential and also the hashtag #GiveBlack. We want to encourage people to make sure that they're giving Black for Giving Tuesdays, because again, our nonprofits across the country, not just here, are struggling financially, and we're not going to make it if we don't support each other.
So we are sure. What is this?
Also, a huge shout out to those first 2 donors. I see there's already $200 donations that already went live in the GoFundMe. So shout out to whoever that was.
Hey Ray, hey Katrina, can you guys hear me?
Absolutely. What's up, Miss F?
Yes.
Hey guys.
One, I want to thank you guys for this platform. I want to thank you guys for investing in our students. Leadership is a very lonely position. Most people don't understand and or see what it is we have to deal with. So as a principal who is very giving and wants the entire world to have, the fact that I cannot provide for students and families right now is torturous. When we left out of the school building in March, we gave almost 200 families 7 to 8 bags of food each. This is the first time in which our pantry shelves have been empty since they've been built. I don't know what it's like to not give, to not provide for, to not be able to provide for families. So Katrina, I thank you for this platform. And if the world is listening, I need you all to understand that there is a difference between shopping for food and stockpiling for a family. So whatever support that you all can give to Inspiring Minds, please make sure that you do, because our families, our students, they need it. They need it beyond what you could ever imagine. I'm grateful for you, Katrina. I will continue to support you in whatever way I can, because our community needs to hear this. They need your leadership right now. They need you on a platform that is larger. Your vision, your execution is one that should be replicated over and over and over again. Sis, I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for what you have done for the campus. I'm thankful for your commitment to Black and Brown and others. And again, just simply thank you.
Wow, thank you, Ms. Barrington. For those of you who don't know, Ms. Barrington is one of our principals. She's the principal of Research and Services High School, which is a transfer school. And for those of you who don't know what transfer schools are, it's a school for overage, undercredited students who are at their second chance, third chance of graduating. And these are the most marginalized of the marginalized kids in New York City. And she has done an amazing job with her school. She's provided a platform for kids who didn't believe in themselves to all of a sudden believe and graduate and go on to college. And I thank you for, this was my first year, and you welcomed me with open arms, and you trusted me with your kids, and you trusted me with your campus. And that really means a lot to me. And you also gave me a contract for $25,000, so that helps too. So thank you for that. And I always, you inspire me, your leadership inspires me. And also something unique about Ms. Barrington is that she's never in her office. Her desk is in the hallway. So when you walk down the hallway of Research and Services High School, you will see a desk planted right in the middle of the hallway, and she sits there, and that's how she knows what's going on. That's how she stays connected. I didn't even know she had an office until like a month ago. But thank you for your words. You know, I love you, and again, you really do inspire me.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, this is Donna Garner. I'm Andrea's mom. And I just want to say I have been a member of her, a participant, I should say, not a member of a board, but supporting her venture here. This is really, I have seen the kids in action when she has her, event this year. Unfortunately, it won't be held because of this pandemic, but it is something to see. And if you ever get a chance to do it in New York, I'm not sure if you have yet or not, as far as the kids getting together and then they speak, and it's a big banquet type affair, and the kids get up and tell kids who have been through the program and the current kids. And it's just nice to see how well they're doing. And I'm a supporter, and I choose to support her tonight. But the sign went down. I'm not that savvy on this internet stuff. And so you had the thing up there to donate, but it moved a little bit too fast for me. So could you put it up again? So perhaps I can make my donation.
I'll make sure you get it. Thank you.
Okay.
Katrina, may I add something? Yeah, I don't want to, I'm not sure what the agenda, how much more time we have. My name is Mbwebe Ashangi from Brooklyn, New York, School of Life University. But I wanted to, in addition to what we're doing for our youth and addressing those needs, I would also like to put out that plea, for us as individuals, how are we doing? How are you guys doing? Dealing with, the situation, and then also part with a couple of ideas that I'd like to share, and what we can do to continue going. Because what I hear is, there's this need. We have this need, and this need is because there's a dependency. There's a dependency on someone else to finance what we need. And for me, I think that this is a period of time where, as someone had said, Justin from Philly, really, I really felt what you said, bro, about, as far as, the position that we're in and things that we're faced with. And for me, it's more about that ant and grasshopper fable of, what are we doing? Because right now, it's not that winter is coming, winter's here. And what are we doing in regards to getting ourselves in a position where we can take care of ourselves and not be dependent and waiting on someone else to fund us? So I wanted to just put out there that we need to be adaptable. We need to be liquid. We need to think about also taking on new skills. The first thing that I think we should be thinking about is farming. Whether you have land or not, your apartment is land. And, I've been, since this quarantine, I've learned how to grow food inside my apartment. These are skills that we can teach not only our students, but for us, because again, we're living in food deserts. And, if those trucks stop coming, how are we going to feed ourselves? Those are the basic things that we need first before we think about continued education or anything of those other things. We need to have clothing, food, and shelter and water. So for me, if there's a part where we can also talk about those sustainable methods that we can add on as a skill, I think is important that we can also give to our kids. And then as a village, we can do for ourselves. Because, hey, if I'm growing peppers, someone else is growing lettuce, and, we can barter. There's a barter system there. And we can start addressing some of those needs. And that's just on a lower scale. But my point is just to think about what can we do to, because we're hoping things get better, but we don't know what this new norm is going to be like. And we need to be liquid and fluid in this new norm so that we're not in the position where we're still fully 100% dependent on whatever it is they give us. So just kind of wanted to put that out there, that I'm totally open to have those kind of conversations, and maybe we can add that in, if it's not already, into the Inspiring Mind platforms, because Inspiring Minds is all about inspirational methods we can use to survive. I just want to put that out there.
Nice, thank you. Thank you, Mwebe, for sharing that. And we don't have too many opportunities where we're all together. So if anyone has anything else we want to share before we conclude this call in our evening, we were scheduled to end at 9, but I'll let it run a little bit longer so that we continue to share and build. But is there anyone else who wants to share their thoughts before we go?
Yeah, I got something quick to say. Peace, everyone. My name is Brian Favors. I know a lot of you. Trina, I just want to thank you. Trina and Andre, I've had the pleasure. I've known you for over 20 years from Penn State. You and Andrea, I remember watching you play ball and walking Diana Knepp's office. And I'm just proud to see, the dynamic sisters that you guys have become. And Trina, I just want to say, you really motivated me. I've watched you in 1 year come in and make an impact. It's been a blessing. I thank you for bringing me on. I run the part of the men's group with Brother Mwebe. And I just thank you. This year, my grandma taught me when I was little, when God gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And as much as I loved running the programs that we had at Mandela and at Transit Tech. I just thank you for having the courage to keep moving forward with this when a lot of people didn't know what to do and were kind of stuck. I give thanks for the new program that we have. Now I got more little brothers. John, I see you on the phone. Michael, Jalil, Caleb, it's been a blessing. And even though, we're supposedly the mentors and supposed to be planting seeds and working these programs, I got to tell you, it's just been a blessing, and it's been therapeutic for me to get on these calls on Thursday because, when I started teaching, it was therapy for me. I was able to plant seeds, but I got just as much back, if not more. And through these tough times, it's just been a blessing to be able to, do what I love to do and to build our army, if you will. I just give thanks also to you, Ms. Farrington. You've just always been a blessing. I always say you're one of the most powerful principals I've met, just to see you doing the work. And I just want to encourage everyone to, to give to this organization. Trina, I remember when this was just a vision and she was at her other job and talking about what she wanted to do. And, she stepped out on faith. So I'm going to continue to support you in your vision. I love you, Sister Nakiba. It's funny, Sister Lindsay and Nakiba, every day when we do our men's group, we have an activity where they go in a circle and they talk about, one obstacle for the week and one blessing for the week. And every week, one of those blessings has been you guys' workshops that come on Tuesday and Wednesday. So, I just give thanks. I'm glad to be a part of this team. And I know we're going to get through this, y'all. I have full confidence that not only are we going to get through this, but we're going to be even stronger as a result. So I just give thanks. God bless you all. And, I look forward to building with you in the future.
Thank you, Brian, for your words. And actually, I can't end this call without shouting out. And Dre, you can shout out your team too. I want to shout out my team, who I wouldn't have been able to do what I'm doing in New York right now without them. Like when I got the grant to run the program in New York City, I had to think of people who I wanted to build with, and these were the first 3 people that came to mind because they're the most brilliant educators that I've ever seen. They got a heart for our people. I've seen the impact that they have on our kids, and I said I can't do this model without having them by my side. So you guys just heard from Brother Brian, and he runs our men's rites of passage group. And I've seen him work magic, and just the transformation these kids have after going through this program for 12 weeks is unmatched. Then I have Miss Nakiba, who runs my civics. Hey, wave your hand, Nakiba. She runs my civics program, and she's an educator, and she's also a professional artist. She performs on the road, but she teaches civics, and that's a platform for kids to do poetry, create poetry and music that aligns with issues in their community that they want to address, activating their artistic voice. We call it artivism. And then I also have Lindsay, who's on this call somewhere, and she runs our Life Goals Lab. During the school year, she runs our women's leadership program. And during the quarantine, she created a platform for kids to sign up with her remotely to get tools on how to manage through their anxiety and their stress, and also tools on setting goals during this time. So a lot of our students are either with Lindsay on Tuesday, with Nakiba on Wednesday, or with Brian on Thursday. And then in partnering with Dre, she's also running programs throughout the week, which also gives our students opportunities to engage with the kids in Philadelphia. So I just wanted to make sure I shouted them out before this call was over. Thank you guys, and I love y'all.
Oh, well, I got to shout out my team too, and there's a lot of them from Philly on. I have about 10 or 11 advisors that work with me. Every Inspiring Minds chapter has a different sort of way that they do their programming. And so we provide after school programming. So I have teachers that are teachers all day and then stay afterwards with these kids for our after school program. And if any of you have taught, you know how drained you are at the end of the day. For these people to stay with them, the kids after it's all over, it just really speaks to how passionate they are about making sure our kids are loved, making sure that they have every opportunity to be successful. And so I can call you all out. I don't want to miss nobody, but I see Brandy up here. Brandy, Daia, Christina, Ron, Derek, Brian is on here. He went through our program. He'll be working with our program afterwards. So he's graduating from Franklin Marshall this upcoming week or next week. He's coming back to work with our program. Although we've just been a nonprofit for 3 years, McCullough, I see you. Ms. McCullough, Mr. Kelly, we have a lot of support. And our advisors are absolutely tremendous with making sure, again, the social emotional needs are met of our kids, and we're constantly coming up with programming, taking them places to make sure they have every opportunity, again, to follow whatever dreams they have for themselves. So shout out to my team as well. Again, we can't do this work by ourselves. So as great as individuals we might be, and that's straight just, we can't do it alone. Like, we might have vision, we might have great ideas, but we can't do anything without the help of other people. So that even this, like Trina and I, like, we have help. So we definitely want to make sure we acknowledge and thank everybody that has lended us an ear or a piece of advice, a suggestion, and in any way helped us make sure we can provide programming for our children.
All right, thank you, Dre. And Ray has an update. Go ahead.
I just want to give y'all a round of applause to everybody who's on this call, to everybody who's made the decision to support the work that we're doing and to make a positive impact, because we're already at $800, y'all. Already at $800 in the campaign. Clap it up for yourselves. And as we wrap up the call, I want everybody to leave feeling hopeful. As I see everybody joining this movement, as I see everybody making the steps in the right direction to continue to impact our youth on the positive light, I know not only will we pass the pandemic, but we also shall overcome all the challenges beyond that. Everybody, thank you so much for joining the call. Shout out to Katrina, Andrea, and the whole Inspiring Minds team from Philly to Ohio to New York. Please follow us on social media. If you can't donate right now, I get it. It's okay. But please spread the word. Spread the word. Put it on your social media. Follow us at Inspiring Minds New York City, Inspiring Minds Philly, Inspiring Minds Youth. Please follow us. Use the hashtags Give Black, because we just discussed how important that is. Use the hashtags We Are Essential, because the work that we do is life-changing and life-impacting. And please use the hashtag We Are Still I Am, because above all, through it all, no matter what we're faced with, we all continue to inspire, and we all stay inspiring minds.
Thank you, Ray. And I want to shout out Ray, because he is a volunteer from one of our schools. And he volunteered his time to come on this call and help us lead us through our social media strategy. But lastly, Jada, our MC. I want to shout out her, because she did such a great job today. I want to shout out our young people for sharing their thoughts and their ideas. I want to shout out Michael for his poem that he shared. I want to shout out Roshan for the song that he sang. Please support his music. The link is in the chat. And Jada, you wanna take us home, close it out for us?
Okay, thank you to everybody who has donated and supported us through this time. If you haven't already, please follow us on IG and Facebook at Inspiring Minds NYC and Inspiring Minds Philly. You can see all the updates on on your donations and everything that is being used within your money. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining this call. Give yourself a round of applause, and bye, guys.
Thank you. Love you guys. Thanks, Dre. Have a good evening. If you guys got our numbers, don't hesitate to reach out to us. All right, we're going to get through this, y'all.
Stop, Trina.
Bye.